Doggy, Arctic Blast 2015, Outlaw Dave. Broadcasting live from Outlaw Dave's worldwide headquarters. Shaun Brennan from Splice Records. We've been talking about the Bowie Elvis Festival. Many people didn't know that David Bowie and Elvis shared a birthday. It was yesterday. No, it's today, January 8th. It's today. I didn't mean to catch you mid swig there of your beer. And Shaun, we were talking about the lineup: Pecos Hank, Dem Dem Dames, the Oh You Pretty Things fashion show, all the different games. You're going to take over not only the Continental Club, but the Big Top next door. This is Saturday night. Tickets are only $15. Yep. First 40 people get in, get a special VIP tour of one of your sponsors, which is the St. Arnold's Brewery.
Correct.
And one of the featured performers from the stable of artists on Splice Records, based right here in Houston, Texas, Hank Schmera. I say it wrong. How is it?
It's Shima, actually.
Shima.
Yeah.
Hank Shima.
Shima. It's Swiss.
Craig Kinsey, and of course, from Sugarland, Texas, Hayden Jones, who is joining us in the studio. Hayden, welcome to the Outlaw Dave Show.
Thank you, Dave.
How's it going?
It's going good. Good to be here.
You just turned 21.
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I should have came here.
You're here now.
Yeah.
Now, what were you drinking out there?
Out there? Well,
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I was actually having a Dr. Pepper because I couldn't seem to find my wallet.
Good answer. They said there's some guy with a paper license. Man, I'm going to kill Amy Blackwell. So, Shaun, tell us about Hayden Jones.
Okay, so Hayden actually is not only a good musician with an amazing voice, but he's kind of a go-getter. And we had our a show at Fitzgerald's coming up for an album release party, and Hayden really approached us and started sending his music to us, and I was unbelievably impressed. And then I got to lay eyes on him, and as you can tell, if everybody in radio world can't, he's easy on the eyes. So with all that, I was like, man, this guy's got a great voice. He also has kind of got an old soul. And I thought the music that he was making was way beyond his years. And I just wanted to work with him immediately. So he came to my house after the show, which was an amazing show, and we had an after party that went way into the wee hours of the night. And the kid would not put the guitar down. And he played for the entire party, and everybody that whole night kept telling me, who is that guy playing the guitar all night in your living room? He was amazing. He would not put it down. And about 2 weeks later, we had lunch, and we started talking, sharing music, ideas, and thoughts, and there was a real connection there, and it was pretty easy to put him on the label, to be honest with you.
Self-starter, precocious, and good-looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and talented.
Yeah.
So, did you grow up in Sugarland?
Yes.
And how long have you been a musician?
I think 5 years now. 5 years.
Did you just start on guitar? Do you play other instruments?
I started on guitar, yeah.
And,
I was at a really big crossroads. I was in Guitar Center. My mom was either going to buy me a keyboard or a guitar for my birthday, and I went with the guitar. So I'm interested in what would happen if I would have got a keyboard.
Well, it's easier to carry a guitar around than it is a damn keyboard. Who's the guy from Oz Can Oz? What's his name? Milton De Coronado. He's got one of those keyboards that has a strap around it.
Oh, the keytar.
Yeah,
the keytar.
Yeah.
So who are your early influences? Who helped formulate your musical
one
style?
of my biggest influences right off the bat when I started playing guitar was the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Mm-hmm. I really liked them, and at the time they were definitely my biggest inspiration, and so definitely some 60s going on at the beginning, and really into rockabilly 50s too, and
Glenn Miller,
and so I get really into like a particular genre. I kind of get obsessed with like a particular genre for like 6 months at a time or something, and then I go like to another one, and it always seems to go into my arsenal of style. I just adapt it, It seems so.
And you said 60s music.
60s, 50s, 40s, 30s,
All the way to the 20s,
or
actually.
20s.
So when one talks about specifically rock and roll and that sort of that evolution beyond the initial British invasion of the American rock and roll scene, and obviously you're playing at the Elvis Festival, and we'll talk about your set list in a minute, but there's a schism in the British invasion, and it's sort of a classic one. It's like the Beatles went this way and the Stones went that way.
Yeah.
Which way did you go?
Beatles versus Stones.
Yeah.
Wow. This is tough.
I don't know. I can't really say.
That's the easy way out.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly enjoy both of them.
Well, and
I think at the time I was really like Stones. I was like, Stones are way cool, and I think there's something about the Stones is kind of cooler.
Well, because
in a way,
they took all
Beatles.
that blues music,
Yeah,
and they brought it forward. And even though later in their career they were more of a the flavor of the day, albeit very well done, their initial foray into the music scene was blues.
Yeah.
Which I would think that as somebody that was like in rockabilly and coming up that way.
Oh yeah, I love blues. Yeah.
Yeah. And you say back to the 20s and 30s, which one of the other people on the label is Craig Kinsey, and I saw a lot of, and we were talking about this earlier, the Americana influence on his. Now, have you hung out with Craig at all? I mean, obviously you've heard the new album.
Oddly enough, Craig introduced me to Hayden.
Really?
And Hayden was writing songs and sending them to Craig. And Craig was so blown away. It was like, this kid's writing music that is that would have taken me 20, 30 years to kind of get to. And that's what kind of blew me away, actually, hearing it from another songwriter.
So tell me about your set on Saturday night. You're going to be performing over at the Continental?
Top.
You'll be at Big Top next door, and don't forget the Bowie Elvis Festival is going to do 2 stages, so you'll be able to go back and forth. And I'm assuming that they've set it up so that you can see
You see everybody.
Yeah,
actually.
see everybody.
Yep.
So tell me about your set. You have to play some Bowie, some Elvis, or a mashup. And what are you going to do?
We're definitely doing more Elvis than Bowie. Because David Bowie songs are pretty hard to cover.
But he's got a Bowie song on there.
But yeah, we're doing 5 Years by Bowie, which is on
And then
the
what
same album
Elvis?
as Space Oddity.
Yeah.
I
Right.
forget which one it's
What
called.
Elvis songs are you doing, Hayden?
Elvis, I think we're doing Hound Dog. We're going to do That's Alright Mama. Maybe Don't Be Cruel. Yeah.
And are you trying to do a true to the original rendition, or are you putting your own Hayden
I think
Jones
we're doing
spin on them?
we're kind of our own spin.
I mean, when you talk about Shaun, when you talk about the Rolling Stones, as a kid, I remember Devo taking "I Can't Get No Satisfaction" and making it their own.
Sure.
And that's just,
That song has actually been done quite a few times, and I thought that was a very profound question in the sense that I'm 36 years old now, and I'm at the first time in my life I can't answer that question. I can't tell you if it's more Beatles or Stones for me. I think for the first time I'm leaning more towards the Stones, but I'm like Hayden. I love them both so much and realize what they both done that I'm at a crossroads with them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and
Good song.
I know it's not a tired conversation because
No, I could have it my whole life.
as a musicologist,
Yeah.
and that was one of the things arguably that we're lacking, at least in radio these days.
Sure.
is some outlet that teaches and educates people about the foundation. And when you have a young man sitting in front of you that says, "Yeah, I'm listening to stuff from the 50s, the 40s, and the 30s," you're like, okay, here's a guy who's getting the evolution of music.
He's going backwards to move forward, actually.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing. He's turned me on to so many of the old stuff, which I'm really into as well, but stuff that's even beyond what you could even find on. It's kind of difficult to find. I mean, who was it the other day you were telling me?
Cap Calloway.
Cap Calloway.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. And every time I've now gone to Hayden's house, I think he's played a new side of the vinyl for a Cap Calloway. And it kind of, to me, it intrigues me because to see someone so young kind of moving backwards to move forward, it's an amazing sight to see, really.
Yeah, the brand new Mick Jagger produced film about James Brown.
Yeah.
Certainly shows some of the.
Which I love that movie, actually.
We could sit here and talk music all night.
I'm all right with that.
But Hayden Jones on Splice Records going to be performing over at the Bowie Elvis Festival this coming Saturday night. You can get tickets at the door. They're only $15. There's going to be a myriad of entertainment, including one of the premier burlesque troops in the South. It is Dem Dam Dames, based out of Houston, Texas. Mills McCoy will be emceeing along with Shaun, and we're gonna take a pause here and come back, and we'll get your bandmates with you here. We've got Edie Wilkinson and Julian Rivera, and then Hayden Jones, and they're going to play a song for us. But right now, producer Kenny from the Walton and Johnson Show, another recorded phone call with a unwelcomed telemarketer, and this one's good. We'll be right back. Oh, producer Kenny from the Walton Johnson Radio Network. He does make me laugh. I'm hanging out with Shaun Brennan from Splice Records. We're talking about the Bowie Elvis Festival this Saturday at the Continental Club in the Big Top. We were just speaking with Sugarland's own Hayden Jones, who is going to be one of the featured performers. And now he is going to entreat us, along with his accompanist, Julian Rivera, on cello. And then, Amy, are you singing on this song?
No, not the Bowie one.
Not the
Elvis one.
Not the Elvis one. All right. So, but we will do a Hayden Jones version of an Elvis song. You might know it as Hound Dog.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't ever caught a rabbit, you ain't no friend of mine. Well, you said you was high class, that was just a lie. You said you was high class, that was just a lie. You ain't ever caught a rabbit, you ain't no friend of mine. Nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit, you ain't no friend of mine.
Nice. Hayden Jones. He will be participating in the 6th annual Bowie Elvis Festival coming up on Saturday night over at the Continental and Big Top. Now, that was obviously one of his offerings. All the performers are going to be out there, including Pecos Hank and who else is on the bill?
We got Marquis Duvall, John Mathis, Hayden Jones, Heath Ledette Band, Ryan Adams, and Espatana Pajaros.
And they're all going to have to play during their sets either a Bowie or Elvis, multiple songs, or a mashup.
Or some kind of mashup.
Now, Hayden, you wanted to play at our behest one of your original songs, and you are obviously joined by Amy Wilkinson and Julian Rivera. Are they the Hayden Jones Band?
They are a part of it. They're
the Roosevelt House Band.
Yeah, the Roosevelt House Band.
Oh, okay.
Is the band's name.
Very nice.
And
tell us about the song you were going to play for us. It's "Please Don't Buy This House."
Yeah, this is a song written about kind of the band's unusual living situation that we had for a little bit. It's my mom's in real estate, so she has this beautiful 2-story suburban home. It's got red brick and it's maroon in the interior. It's a beautiful home. And while it was on the market for 7 months, me and Amy basically lived there by ourselves and empty in this house. And the band would be over all the time rehearsing. It was also our studio. It's where we were recording the album. We actually recorded about half of the album there. And
but the house was on the market the whole time.
The house was on the market the whole time. So anytime there was a showing, we cringed. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this house.
You didn't have Julian go out and act like the crazy neighbor. Oh, look at new people.
Yeah. Exactly.
We have meetings once a week. All right. So the inspiration for the song, obviously, part of the narrative of your life. Hayden Jones, along with Amy and Julian, will now play "Please Don't Buy This House."
Please. 1, 2. Please don't buy this house. It's all I've got. Anyways, the walls are bent, the wood is chipped, and I stay here free of rent. So please don't buy this house. Mom says I can stay here until it is sold. Please don't buy this house. Mom says I can rest my head here till it is sold. Plus this house is looking mighty old. Ah, please don't buy this house. There's a nicer one right down the road. Although its shape is the perfect size, there is a ghost that lives inside. So please don't buy this house. There's an extra bed here I suppose you could use. Just please don't buy this house.
Woo! Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Hayden Jones. We'll be right back. We'll find out some more particulars on these guys and the young lady, and we'll remind you about the Bowie Elvis Festival. Go straight to break. We'll be right back. It's the Outlaw Dave Show, broadcasting live from Outlaw Dave's worldwide headquarters.
International man of mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, that is happening for real. Yeah.
He is Outlaw Dave.
Hey, that's your old buddy Outlaw Dave, broadcasting live from Outlaw Dave's worldwide headquarters. We've been talking with Hayden Jones from Splice Records, along with Shaun Brennan the man behind Splice Records, and they are putting on the Bowie Elvis, the 6th annual Bowie Elvis Festival, coming up on Saturday over at the Continental Club in Big Top. Multiple forums, multiple stages. It's going to be a good time to be had by all. If you were listening, you just heard Hayden play along with the Roosevelt House Band. Please Don't Buy This House. And that was right after he played Hound Dog. And I see what you say about having that sort of old soul in the vocals, Hayden. It harkened back to like almost a Depression era.
It's like a Woody Guthrie almost in a way.
But even richer and farther back than that.
Sure.
And I don't have the background or the acumen to put my finger on it.
I've been trying to since I met him, to be honest with you, Dave, and I haven't been able to. But it's a unique voice, and I think it's really what separates him from the other great musicians that either others have passed on or have never really done anything. But for him, it was like, man, this voice is it's golden.
And now, Amy is your muse, your inspiration.
Yes.
Your house squatter mate.
Mm-hmm. They do.
And how did you get hooked up with Julian, who played so beautifully on the cello? There?
Well, Amy had a geometry.
It was
with
what was
Julian?
it? Calculus. It was pre-cal.
Yeah,
Pre-cal.
Pre-cal
High
with
school.
Julian in high school.
Yep.
Good subject, by the way.
We have the next generation in here, and they're very smart.
Geometry.
No, it was pre-calculus.
Okay.
Pre-calculus. Yeah.
All right. And did you all go to school together?
We all went
Yeah,
to the same
but I
high school.
Yeah.
He graduated.
So I was already
2 years.
graduated, and they had a class together. They were seniors. This was just last year.
Just last year.
What high school?
Yeah.
Can't remember high school.
Can't remember.
And Julian is like all-star cello orchestra kind of.
First chair.
Yeah, first chair.
In high school.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because after high school, there is no more first chair.
No more chairs.
There's no more
The
chairs.
chairs are done.
It says whoever gets to the front.
Yeah.
In the famous words of Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there an album out? Is it on CD, baby? Is it on
The album
iTunes?
is in the works.
Album's in the works in the studio. There's most of it's done actually. It's called Sitting Outside, and it's Hayden's baby that he's been putting together, and that Splice has just kind of came in and lend a lot of assistance to. But it's close to being done actually.
How soon? I mean, I'm not putting a rush on it, but
I'd like to hear this answer myself.
Are you trying to put it out this spring? Or are you
Well,
gonna-
I think we're gonna.
Wrap
The
it up
release
in
won't
30 or
even be
60
till
days.
summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be smart with it. But Dave, you'll get an early copy.
Your mom's a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
What does she think about you wanting to be a musician?
She's worried, just like any other parent should be.
But very supportive.
But she is very supportive, and she's become more and more supportive, and she's approved more and more of it over the years. And
I've actually got to meet her, Dave.
Well, the problem with realty, and it's funny because when I got out of the Army, I actually went into commercial real estate, and it is a very aggressive
it is, yeah. very.
mindset. We were talking earlier about stressful professions. And
That is one.
Man, if you're hustling and selling, it's like retail kicked up 10 notches
Sure.
because you are actually still doing retail.
And you work on Saturday and Sunday. more
Oh
than
yeah, you
anything.
do. Just like being in the hospitality business with better benefits.
Maybe so.
Right. What about you, Amy? Are you on for this meteoric rise, or are you
Yes.
just helping to get him out of the gate?
No, I'm on.
Yeah, she's
I'm
on
on
board.
And how long have you been musically inclined or enchanted with the arts?
I've been playing music. Like, I started on piano when I was in elementary school, and I was in percussion in middle school, but I didn't really pursue music until I met Hayden. And it was about a year into our relationship when he got me finally singing with him.
Yeah, I was for the first year, I was just trying to convince her that, because I would hear her hum a tune and stuff, and I could tell that she could be a really good singer.
Right.
And so I'd always tell her. Then finally, she started singing.
And so now it's been a year from
Dream come true.
from then. And so I've been singing for a year.
Julian, I have to imagine that if you were first chair cellist at Kempner, you spent years and hours trying to perfect your craft. What does your family think about you wanting to become anything less than a symphony cellist?
My mom is probably the one who, I guess, is kind of like Hayden's mom in that she's very supportive, but at the same time she's still a mom, so she's very weary of what could happen and what. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
The dark side of the
dark.
music
There you
industry.
go. That's the perfect way. But
There's no future in rock and roll,
there you
kids.
go. Yeah. But-
Great. Thanks,
yeah.
Mom. You're loads of
But
help.
I'd say like the majority of my family though, they're always asking like, when is your next gig? When is your next gig? So it's very supportive.
That's
and
cool.
As long as it's in music, I think they're happy. I mean, they're not so conform to the crowd to where it's like if you don't pursue anything else other than music, then you're gonna fail at life. Period. They are very open-minded as an entire family.
Hearing your cello play, it reminded me of the I can't remember it, out of Canada, the Cowboy Junkies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy Junkies, and they
They're amazing.
flirted with a lot of that sort of retro, and I
Sure.
hate to use that term, that old style.
Yeah.
Margot Timmons,
Sure.
Amy, I could see her doing that.
They also redid an amazing cover of the Velvet Underground with Sweet Jane.
Yeah, well, which became popular from Natural Born Killers.
Sure.
But I had discovered them years before.
Yeah.
And they played a Cullen Auditorium here at U of H. Great.
Cool band, actually.
There is so much music. There are so many genres. It's refreshing to meet a group of young musicians that are not just trying to figure out how to recapture the Oasis success, but they're
Sure.
looking at the pedigree of American music. And obviously, it's a testament that the guys at Splice Records, whose stable arguably is veteran performers, would get behind you guys. And I think that says a lot. About what Shaun thinks about you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, it really does, actually. I'm to be honest with you, Dave, I'm a big collector of music, and I just wanted to kind of put my stamp on a couple albums, and the stamp that I'm putting on some of these albums almost feel above what we have. So I'm just trying to catch up, learn the business, and do what I can best for these guys to help their careers out and actually turn it into a career.
Cool. Well, we'll be looking for the Hayden Jones release.
Great.
You can get the Craig Kinsey CD. What's it called again?
American Roots and Machines.
American Roots and Machines, and then Pecos Hank.
Pecos Hank.
When is that coming out?
Look, the album's done, actually. It was just done in Sugar Hill Studios, and I can tell you this, it'll blow people's minds. It's amazing. But we're not releasing until the summer. You'll see it in July.
All right, great. Well, as the world continues to spiral out of control, we can drink our whiskey and sip our beer.
Happy
and
birthday, Bowie and Elvis.
entertain ourselves at the end of the day and say, you know what? There's been some great people before us, and hopefully there'll be some great people after
Sure.
us. So you're all invited to the Bowie Elvis Festival. It is coming up on Saturday at the Continental Club. Is there a website to get more information?
There is actually. You can check us out on Facebook at Bowie Elvis Fest. We have an event and a page there. Of course, everyone that comes out, the first two people that say either the word Outlaw Dave or Farfanugan will get in for free.
I didn't know there were going to be cookies there. Hayden, do you have a website?
We have Reverbnation, Facebook, and those
Instagram.
YouTube, Instagram.
It's got a great video. on
Yeah, we
YouTube.
talked about that, utilizing YouTube
Sure.
to really showcase talent.
Well,
and it's-
Hayden actually is filming all his stuff and a lot of his performance on a high 8. So when you do see his film, it will look like it's either your parents or your grandparents' films from the early 50s or 60s, and we're trying to keep to that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Well, nice to meet you guys. And
Thanks, Dave.
Shaun, it's good to see you. Bowie Elvis Festival, David Bowie and Elvis Presley's birthday today. Elvis would or is 80. How old's Bowie?
68, actually.
68, baby. 68. All right.
Still going.
And still going. We will be back tomorrow tomorrow we're going to talk about the Golden Globes. I think we are also talking with maybe Jennifer Reyna from KPRC. So I ask that all of you do three things for me. Be the voice of reason in the sea of insanity. If you see a wrong, make it a right. And if you get a chance to help a fellow human being, just do it, because we're all part of the crazy human terminal experience together, and it may not seem this way to you, but the universe is unfolding exactly the way it should be. I know this to be true because I live in a community of like-minded individuals, people that have the same hopes and fears and dreams and ideals as I have, and together we make this a better place to live. I will see you muchachos mañana, as we say around here. Adios, bitches!